Hello, church family and friends. This is Richard back with you today for just touching base with you. We're still sheltering in, and hopefully soon that will end, and June the 21st is fastly approaching. I'll tell you a couple of little funny stories today about a couple. One of them's about a couple. The man was going to run an errand for his wife, the husband was, and he was going to the market. And she said, "Honey, when you get to the vegetable section, produce section, make sure you get organic vegetables." So he wrote that down. He was at the market, he went to the produce section, and he couldn't find organic vegetables anywhere. After a few minutes, he found an employee, so he asked him. He said, "I'm getting vegetables for my wife. Do these have any poisonous chemical sprayed on them?" The employee said, "No, sir, you'll have to do that yourself." So anyway, ha ha ha. The next one is the couple at the breakfast table, husband getting ready to go to work, and his wife was ready to kiss him goodbye for the day, and she said, "Oh, I bet you don't remember what day this is." He was kind of offended at that and said, "Yes, I do," and he left for the office. About 10 a.m. that morning, a dozen red roses arrived in the mail to her house. Somebody brought it, not mail. And then about noon, there was a box of chocolate candies coming to the house. About 3 o'clock that afternoon, a new designer dress showed up at the door. When the husband arrived home, his wife put her arms around his neck and said, "Honey, this is the most wonderful Groundhog Day I've ever had." So, in the Methodist Church, you know, June is a month of transition. That's when pastors who are leaving, who have finished their time, move away, and then a new minister comes in. Thankfully, we're not having a change this year. But the story goes the pastor was at his last Sunday telling everyone his farewells and goodbyes. The last one out of the building that day was an elderly lady. And she told the pastor as she shook his hand and gave him a hug, said, "Your successor will not be as good as you." A little flattered. He said, "Oh, nonsense. Yes, they will." She said, "No, I'm serious. I've been here at this church for 6 ministers, and each one is worse than the last." So anyway, you get what you get. Closing, I want to share the law of the garbage truck. You may have heard this, you may not. But a fellow who was on the way to the airport to catch a flight for a business meeting held down a taxi, and he got in the taxi, and they were going along pretty good, and all of a sudden this car jumped out of a parking place right in front of them. The driver wasn't paying attention. The taxi cab hit the brakes, skidded, just missed from hitting the vehicle about inches. Well, all the taxi driver did was wave as the guy who pulled out in front of him yelled and hollered and drove off. And he didn't say anything else, the taxi cab driver. So the man asked him, he said, why were you so patient? You almost wrecked your taxi cab and sent us both to the hospital. It was the other guy's fault. Why did you just wave and smile? And then the taxi cab driver told him the law of the garbage truck. He said, every day people run around in life and they fill themselves up with garbage. Anger, hate, resentment, disappointment, frustration, and that garbage just builds up in people. And sooner or later they have to dump it. And sometimes they dump it on you. But don't take it personal. They don't mean to dump it on you. It's just sometimes they have to. Well, so you just move on and smile and wave. Don't let other people's garbage ruin your day. Don't take it and spread it to other people at your home or at work or out in the community when you're shopping around. The bottom line is successful people do not let garbage trucks take over their lives. So, love the people who treat you right. Pray for the ones who don't. I hope that you know this, that life, you've heard it before, life is 10% what you make it and 90% how you take it. So I hope you have a blessed week and don't take anyone's garbage to heart. God bless you.